Hello guys, how are you? I hope you all are doing amazing. So I'm here again with my second video of my channel in which we learn what is HTML and how can we use HTML to build a simple website. So if you haven't watched that video, our previous video in which we downloaded and installed our VS Code and IDE on which we are working on to build our website. So please go and watch this video first and then download and install VS Code as an IDE and then come again to watch this tutorial to build a website. So let's get started. First of all, our first tab will be open VS Code and then go to the file, make a new file, and first of all save it, Control S, and then I would say to save it on the desktop, make a new folder. If you don't want to make any folder, it's your wish, but it's easy for me, I guess. And then VS program, open it and save it over here, and make sure that you save the file with the HTML extension and save it. So let's get started with our first attribute of HTML with doc type. It's the start of HTML, and we write HTML with the opening tag and closing tag itself. Cut it and place it here. Then again the second tag head, which we can say, in which we write our CSS and JavaScript to style the main attributes of the HTML, like form, table, and buttons, everything. And the next tab is the main important is body, in which we write the whole content of the website and paste it over here. So let's get started. Our first task of this HTML tutorial will be how to give a heading in the web page. So there are basically five sizes, you can say, of headings: H1 to H5, H1 being the bigger and H5 being the smaller size of the headings. So H1, I would say like this, and between opening and closing tag you'll write anything you want. So suppose I'm writing my name is Ali and save it. Make sure before you open the browser, make sure you have to save it first. And a lot of people have problem how to open the browser from the VS Code. So let's do that first. Go to the untitled, go to here and make sure default browser. If you can also continue with pressing Alt+B. So here it is, it's working 100% fine. And we are going to give some more headings with H1, copy it here, paste. So I would give it H2, I would give it H3 and H2. Control S and refresh the browser. So you would see it's working 100% okay. So the upper one being the biggest one is H1, and the middle one is H2, and the lower one is H3, and so on. You can do up to H5. So it's very simple and it's easy. It's not that much complicated to do so. So our next task is about to add a paragraph. If you are making any website, of the blogger, so you have to give the paragraph, the most important thing. So how can you do that? Write P as the opening tag and closing tag itself, and just write any paragraph. Just copy from the website. Google. Lorem Ipsum is a website which generates the automatic paragraphs. Go here. So what is Lorem Ipsum? Lorem Ipsum is the simply text, and copy it and paste it between these opening tags. Okay, so get over here, you can see Control S and save it. So it's working 100% okay. We are doing okay. So if you want to give any space, if you want to give any, say suppose a line break, if you want to give a line break between these two, text of the and printing, if you want to give a line break, you cannot do that because P is the tag which is already predefined, that means a paragraph. It is already defined as a paragraph, you cannot make any changes in it. So Control S if you see one. So I refresh it again and again, so it doesn't work between these of the printing. So if you want to make any changes like this, so just go ahead like printing, text of the printing, and between these give a line break with BR code and save it, and you will see there will be a line break between these text of the and printing. So refresh it over here, so you see lorem ipsum is simply dummy text of the printing, so there's a line break between these both texts. If you want to give a text like as much as you want, so with the pre-tag you can do that, and Control V, paste the same paragraph. And if you want to give any spaces like this, you can do that. If you want to like give any line breaks without doing the BR code, you can do that. Save it and paste it. So see, there is a space that you want to give between simply, and there is a line break that you want to give between text of the and printing. So you can do according to your desire how you want to show your paragraphs on the web page. So it's pretty fine. So pre is like how you desire, and P paragraph is like it's simply predefined, you cannot make any changes in it. It's not that difficult, it's simple, easy. If you find any difficulties in it, please comment below, I'll let you know how to do that further. So close it first. We will go ahead with our third task of this tutorial, that is how to give a link. How to give a link in the web page. If you're making a website like blogging website and you are making for any actress or actor, you have to give a certain website a link. So say suppose I'm giving a link here with a attribute, and you write href and then enter, and in between these quotation marks you have to give a URL of this particular thing. So say suppose I'm giving a Netflix. So just copy it, copy the link, and just paste it between these quotation marks. Okay, and then just close the tag. And what you have to write in between these, you first save it, Control S, and go to the website. There is a small change, but you cannot see. What you cannot see is like, it's simply here you have to give a name. Say suppose I'm giving a click here to open Netflix. Save it. So right, it's 100% correct. Click here to open Netflix. I'll click it here and Netflix will be open in this tab. So if you want to open a Netflix in a new tab that doesn't disturb the current running page, so just give it between here after the quotation marks a thing target and underscore blank, and save it and refresh it. So when I open it, it doesn't open in the current running page, it will be open in the next tab. So see, it's 100% working correctly. So our code is 100% okay. If you want to give a link, you know how to give it further. And then right now we are going ahead how to give an image, how to give any certain image to the web page. I'll cancel it all. Let me how to give an image, how to add an image into the web page. And src is a source. So in a link it's predefined like what would you have to add it. So you have to add any certain particular link that you want to open in your web page. So in this thing you have to open any image. So suppose I'm opening Google and searching like Toronto skyline. Go to the images and see which image is pretty cool. This image is pretty fine, I guess. This one. Yeah, no. Choose another image that looks beautiful. Maybe this one. Or yeah, okay, maybe this one. So do not save it, not save link as, do not copy the link address, always copy image address to open in the your web page. So in between these you have to copy and paste it, and then close the tag, control save, and then you will see an image to the web page. It looks very beautiful and looks pretty fine, but it's huge. If you want to give any width and height, so you would do in CSS, how can you give it the width and height? If you don't if you like cannot give it right now, so just give it a height and width in the inline CSS. It's like inline CSS. The height of 300 pixels to control S, oops, control S, and then you will see a change. Like it doesn't good, but it's fine. How can you do that? I just have to show you that. And then if you want to give a certain height, not a height, sorry, a width, say suppose 500 pixels, control S, and then save it. So it's look very beautiful. And if you want to give any sort of button to the web page, how would you do that? So let's show you how can you do that. First of all, give a button. There are two methods to add a button to the web page. So there is a button tag itself. Just write button, button, and in between these opening and closing tags you will write what you want to write inside the button. So suppose click me and control S, and you will see there will be a button that acts like a button completely, but without any stylings and things. So we will do stylings further in the next tutorial of CSS, not right now. And you will see if you want to give any height and width, you can do like we did in image, like inline CSS, just give a certain height and certain width. And there was a second method. How would you do that? Press input, write input type button, and you have to give a value, that how we did in like in the here in up the opening tag and in closing tag of button we wrote click me, and in this input type button you have to give a value that will be shown inside the button. Say suppose I'm writing submit here, and close the tag and save it and run it. So here you can see these both work. Buttons are like okay, they are working 100% fine. So you can add both things, like if you want to add a button with the button tag, or you would add the button with the input type button. Both works like together the same. You can do both things. And if you want to see how we can do the table, how can we add the table, and how can we add the form, the input type text and input type password and so on. So you just have to stay tuned, and we will learn these all things in the next tutorial video of HTML, and I would do a little bit of CSS too in that video. So I hope you have learned some basics of HTML from this video, like how to add an image, how to add button, how to add the headings, how to add the link, how to add and predefine paragraphs. So I hope you learned something from this video, and like and subscribe if you want, if you enjoyed, and if you find something like from this video and informative. And stay tuned for the next video in which we will learn about tables and formulas. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Stay good. Stay healthy.